How to train our minds for a better tomorrow. In the words of my teacher, mind is asthira. That means it wanders from here to there. It isn't quite stable. So, how to stabilize our mind completely? But before that, let me just give you an example so that you can understand what I am trying to speak. Often it happens, right, that when we study or when we talk to any person, our mind starts thinking completely different what we are doing. And often we hear from our teachers that wake up, pay attention. So, how to stabilize a mind completely and not get distracted? Well, if a person does that completely, then he is either enlightened or Buddha. If you ask me, even though I am speaking about this topic, I am not fully stable. My mind still wanders. But I realize it and I handle my mind very well. So, the four techniques to do this is first, alertness. As soon as my mind wanders from here to there, I make it sure that I alert my mind and say, come on, you have to concentrate in your work, which is there in front of you. So, let me give you an example that I had lost my 3 marks in my mathematics prelim paper. The reason being, during my paper, I started thinking about the food which was being prepared for me after the exam. And in that case, I interchanged the signs, and what happened? My entire calculations went in negative. And then I lost my 3 marks. I was very, very upset. And the next time, I was really determined that I will not lose my marks. And as soon as my mind started wandering into a different world, I alerted my mind that I had to concentrate in my maths paper. And then I successfully got a very good score. The second technique to control or to stabilize a mind is to identify our biggest hindrance. My biggest hindrance was television. I was a pure television addict. Almost my half of my day went in television. Suddenly, my dad one day he switched off my television and he said that as my exams were approaching, I better start studying for that. It was tremendously shocking for me because television had almost become the nucleus of my existence. I cried. I requested my father that please, I cannot do this. But he didn't listen to me. But after 5 days, I saw a different Divij because I could focus in my studies 100%. Earlier, what used to happen was that I thought about the TV shows, serials during my studies or when I should talk to people because that was really interesting. But no longer these thoughts ever wandered my head, and now I could give proper attention. Therefore, it is very important that we identify our biggest hindrance in life and then we make solutions. How to how to get or how to avoid from a hindrance and how to make our life more better. The third step is meditation. Meditation is a very powerful tool to attain internal peace. I had a lot of stammering problem and the only credit that my I don't have right now, the stammering problem, goes to meditation. Because meditation taught me one thing, that is patience in life and to have full confidence in yourself. Because I had started thinking about the internal growth, and that is where I got rid about my stammering problem. Therefore, meditation is a very important tool. The fourth method, which I feel is very important in a person is to live in present and to learn from the past and not to repeat that mistake in future. This is the mantra of my life. And often I hear my friends who are very sad in life, and I often feel that why are they sad? And so, from my teacher, he said that the biggest virtue of a person is that to analyze the situation appropriately, to learn from it, and to come back to happiness. From that day, the only goal of my life was to attain that personality. There are some people who stick on to sadness for a very long time, which often leads to depression. And that really affects the human growth and health. Therefore, it is very important that we learn the tricks to stabilize our mind. Now, I'm going to quote some lines from the book Think Like a Monk. We are not our minds, but mind is the vehicle by which we can decide what is important in our hearts. That means that we can filter out the situations which are no longer important to us so that we can give appropriate time to appropriate tasks. Hence, I would like to conclude my speech by saying that mind is like an infant. The only way to control our mind is to trust our intellect and to always make ourselves remember of the purpose of our life. Thank you so much.